Hello mga kaagham! Welcome back sa Quarter 2, Week 3 ng ating Science Lesson Part 1. Ito ang Characteristics of Vertebrates and Invertebrates. For the objectives of our lesson, number 1, name the distinguishing characteristics of vertebrates and classify the animals according to the presence of backbone as to mammals, reptiles, amphibians, birds, or fishes. Pag-isipan natin what is an invertebrate? What is a vertebrate? What are the distinguishing characteristics of vertebrate and an invertebrates? Madali lang yan mga kaagham because scientists classify animals based on their characteristics, their similarities, and of course, their differences. But for the meantime, mag-focus muna tayo sa vertebrates. The presence of backbone is the most common characteristic among vertebrates. So, ang pagkakaroon ng backbone ang isa sa mga pangkaraniwang distinguishing characteristic ng mga vertebrates. Backbone provides an axial supports and protects the spinal cord. So most of the animal you see around are vertebrates like birds, cats, dogs, lizard, frogs, horses, and a lot more. Vertebrates are divided into 5 groups. So ano-ano ba yung 5 groups na yon? So una, we have birds, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, and mammals. Unahin natin ang birds. Birds are covered with feathers and they lay eggs. So, meron silang balahibo na kung tawagin ay feathers. They have beaks, claw, or talons. Meron din silang mga tuka at mga kuko sa paa na matatalas. They have 1 pair of legs and 1 pair of wings which they use for flying. An example of birds are the hens, hawk, and owls. But take note, there are 4 kinds of birds. Merong perching birds, water birds, flightless birds, at ang birds of prey. Unahin natin ang perching birds. Ito yung mga ibon na may matitibay na tuka which they use for cracking the seeds and nuts. Halimbawa niya na yung woodpecker, sparrow, larks, and crow. Another bird, yung water bird. Ito yung may mga flat beaks at meron silang mga webbed foot na ginagamit nila for swimming. Examples are ducks, geese, swans, and pelicans. The third one are the flightless birds. Example of these are the ostrich, turkey, penguin, emu, and kiwi. Ito yung mga birds na malalaki ang katawan pero maliliit ang mga pakpak, kaya hindi sila nakalilipad or flightless. But they have a very strong legs that they can use to kick their enemies and they can outrun the enemies. And the last one is the bird of prey. So, ito yung mga bird na malalaki or malalakas that they feed on a smaller and weaker animal. So, ang example dito ay ang eagle. Yung nakikita natin sa larawan ay yung agila na kinakain niya yung snake. So, eagle is the predator while the snake is the prey. So, tandaan natin ang 4 na klase ng birds. Dako na tayo sa pangalawa, ang fishes. Fishes are covered with scales. Meron silang mga kaliskis. Some are egg layers, yung iba'y nangingitlog. Others are live bearers o nanganganak. They spend all their lives in the water. They have gills o meron silang hasang na ginagamit to breathe under the water. Examples of these are the clownfish, arowana, herring, guppy, milkfish, and goldfish, and a lot more. The third one is the amphibian, from the word amphibia, which means double lives. They lay eggs. They are cold-blooded. They have thin, soft, and slimy skin, and generally, they live on wet environment like ponds and swamp. So, meron silang manipis, malambot, madulas at mamasa-masang balat, at karaniwan sila'y nakatira sa mamasa-masaring lugar katulad ng sapa at ilog. But during hot days, they bury themselves on the mud to keep them moist. Bawal kasi madry ang mga balat nila. So kapag mainit, inilulubog nila ang kanilang katawan sa putik upang mapanatili ang pagiging basa nito. And next, they have gills during their early stage so they can breathe under the water. Examples are the toad and the frog. Nung sila ay mga maliliit pa, meron silang hasang, pero nung lumalaki na sila, nawawala na ito at napapalitan ng lungs para makahinga naman sila sa lupa. So, yan ang amphibians. The fourth one is the reptiles. Their bodies are covered with scales, may kaliskes, and plates. So, they have a tough body covering. Examples of these are the crocodile, alligator, turtles, and tortoises. They also lay eggs and they are cold-blooded. Cold-blooded, which means their temperature varies according to their surroundings. They can also survive in land and in water. So, merong mga reptiles na mayroong legs. Halimbawa ay ang lizard, gecko, and chameleon. And meron din namang mga reptiles na walang legs. Halimbawa ay ang snakes. So, yan ang reptiles. Meron silang kaliskis at tough body covering. Dako na tayo sa panghuli, ang mammals. From the Greek word mama, which means breast. They are warm-blooded animals that give birth. So, ito yung mga animal na nanganganak at nagpapasuso ng kanilang mga anak. Because they have mammary gland that produces milk and feed their babies with their milk. So, kaya sila nakakapagpadede ng anak kasi meron silang mammary gland na nagpuproduce ng gatas. Their bodies are covered with fur or hair. So, ang balat nila o ang katawan nila ay nababalutan ng balahibo or buhok. Some of them are taken care as a pet at home, like cats, dogs, and rabbits. While other mammals are taken care to serve as food or pwedeng gamitin din sa pagtatrabaho katulad ng cows, pigs, horses, goats, and carabaos. But take note, there are some mammals that are mistaken as other kind of vertebrates. Ito yung mga mammals na madalas napapagkamalang ibang uri ng vertebrates, pero mammal sila. Halimbawa na lang ay ang bato, ang paniki. Madalas silang mapagkamalang ibon, pero hindi sila ibon. Another one is the whale or balyena. Madalas sila mapagkamalang isda, pero hindi sila isda. Mammal sila. Bakit? Kasi meron silang mammary gland at nagpuproduce sila ng milk at nagpapadede ng kanilang mga anak. Another kind of mammals, yung mga marsupial mammals o yung mga mammals na may pouch, kung saan doon nila inaalagaan ng kanilang anak hanggang sa ito ay lumaki at ma-develop. Example ay ang mga kangaroos. Another are the primates. Ang halimbawa niyan ay ang mga unggoy. So, mga mammals din sila. So, sa palagay nyo, saan kaya kabilang ang tao? Tayo ba ay mammal, reptile, bird, fish, or amphibian? Kung ang sagot nyo ay mammal, tama. Kasi meron tayong hair. Meron din tayong mammary gland. Yan. At tayo ay warm-blooded. Kaya tayo ay mammal. So, sagutan nga natin. Seal. Meron siyang small hair. Skin. Meron din siyang mammary gland. So, a seal is a mammal. Another one is the gecko. Meron siyang scales. And they are cold-blooded. So, they are reptile. Next one. Salamander. Salamander have soft and slimy skin. They live both in land and in water. So, they are amphibians. The next one is the cassowary. Meron siyang strong legs used for running or kicking the enemies. But it cannot fly, although may feather siya. So, cassowary is an example of birds. Next. Sagutan naman natin ang learning task. Choose the correct answer and write your answer on the answer sheet. So, babasahin ko, sulat ang titik ng tamang sagot. Birds are able to fly because they have light and hollow bones. Letter C. Which of the following is not considered a worm? The correct answer is millipede, because millipede is an arthropod. Number 3. Which of the following animal is not a vertebrate? The correct answer is insect, kasi wala siyang backbone. Number 4. Which of the following animal is a vertebrate? The correct answer is letter B, snake. Siya ay isang uri ng reptile. Number 5. Between 90 to 95 of animals on Earth can be classified as what? The correct answer is invertebrates. So, yun ang mga tamang sagot. Dako na tayo sa susunod. Fill in the table using the list of animal below. So, i-classify natin ang centipede, beetle, dolphin, bat, tamaraw, mouse, monkey, mosquito, rabbit, and ants. Alamin natin kung yan ba ay with backbone or without backbone. So, alamin muna natin lahat ng animals na may backbone. So, una, ang dolphin. Ikalawa, ang tamaraw. Ikatlo ay ang mouse. Ikaapat, ang monkey. Ikalima ay ang rabbit. At ang ika-anim ay ang bat o ang paniki. Next, mga animals naman na walang backbone. We have centipede. Sumunod ay ang mosquito. Next ay ang ant. At ang panghuli ay ang beetle. So, yan ang mga tamang sagot. Nakuha niyo bang lahat? So, learning is made easy with Teacher Neri. See you next time sa Part 2.